Ace Ventura: Pet Detective is here on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray, released by Shout Factory. It can be found as a slipcover edition and a non-exclusive steelbook, both available at your online retailers. I remember when this movie first came out, it was in high rotation as far as regular viewing goes. The film is hysterical from start to finish, and it really showcases what Jim Carrey is capable of from a comedy standpoint. It's been quite a few years since I last watched it, but every time I give it a revisit, I find it endlessly entertaining. Ace Ventura: Pet Detective on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray has an aspect ratio of 185:1 with native 4K resolution, and it supports both HDR10 and Dolby Vision. For a list of equipment I used during my reviews, check the video description. Shout Factory's description per their website indicates that the transfer comes from the 35mm original camera negative. I've seen reports that there was a restoration involved, which I couldn't confirm, but to me the source looked very clean and blemish-free. Grain structure is finely layered, though I thought I spotted a few instances where it appears slightly smoothed out. Detail enhancement is appreciable, though not dramatic in terms of image clarity when compared to the included Blu-ray. Occasionally some softness in the image creeps in, though I suspect it's source-related. At first glance, the palette itself looks fairly good, but as I progressed through the film, I was wondering if the somewhat muted colors were intentional. My memories of the old Blu-ray were somewhat hazy, but for shits and giggles, I did pop in the accompanying Blu-ray from Shout, which was also the beneficiary of the same transfer as the 4K was, and I was immediately hit in the face with just how much bolder the colors were. Comparatively, in some shots, it's almost a night and day difference to the point it made the 4K's palette seem practically drab. Even the skin tones looked healthier. I'm certainly puzzled as to why the transfer with HDR and Dolby Vision has this visual shortcoming. At face value, sure, the 4K transfer is passable and sometimes looks quite nice, but I can certainly see owners of the disc preferring the Shout Blu-ray included when it comes to the picture. Once again, it's not a blanket application, but it did happen in many scenes that it was enough to raise a few eyebrows for me to notice. As for black levels, they looked fine for most of the duration. Night scenes were on point, as were dark interiors. Crush didn't appear to be an issue throughout my viewing. Ace Ventura: Pet Detective on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray supports a DTS 5.1 audio as well as a 2.0 track. The familiar 5.1 does make a return, which should be pretty well known to owners of the old Blu-ray. The track itself is pretty front-heavy, with minimal surround activity present. Occasional beats of score music push through, but as far as in-film action is concerned, it's rather limited. Dialogue sounds good, but mixed slightly on the lower side. When Ace is at his highest energy, there's no issues, but some of the normal level speaking parts from the supporting cast, such as Camp, can come across slightly difficult to hear. The low end is fairly subtle in its overall delivery. It comes to life slightly in a few scenes, such as the heavy metal venue, but it's mostly reserved. I also did sample the 2.0 audio mix included, which to my knowledge was not available on a previous Blu-ray format, and I have to say it sounded a bit off. I can't quite put my finger on what it is, but it has a lesser quality to it, and it didn't really sound pleasing to listen to. The amount of bonus materials included for this release is honestly lackluster, to put it mildly. There is a legacy audio commentary from the film's director, and on the main Blu-ray disc itself, a trailer. That's it. I'm pretty sure the rights issues prevented the Ace Ventura animated episodes to be included from the previous Blu-ray, but there was no effort made for new material, and it's really a shame. In addition, friend of the channel Travis reminded me that there was a scene apparently involving Ace pretending to be a dolphin trainer that was included in the initial theatrical and VHS copies of the film, which unfortunately was not restored for this release in the main feature. For the picture quality, I'm going to give Ace Ventura: Pet Detective on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray a C+. As a rule, a Blu-ray's picture should never look better than the 4K upgrade, and unfortunately that's the case of what we have here. It's not a disaster per se, but it is an unfortunate reality that those hoping for an ideal transfer of this classic comedy will probably be disappointed. For the audio, I scored it a B-. Nothing new or exciting as far as the 5.1 audio track goes. It's pretty straightforward and doesn't have a lot of frills in the sound design. Owners of the old Blu-ray should be well familiar with this track. And for the extras, I graded them a D-. I really wish that Shout Factory would have included some new bonus content for this release, as it might have been an incentive for those to upgrade from their old Blu-ray. As it stands, if you're a fan of supplements, you don't have much to get excited about. So that is my review of Ace Ventura: Pet Detective on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray from Shout Factory. If you're interested in picking up a copy for yourself, I will leave a direct link in the comments section. But if you have the disc already, let us know your thoughts down below. In the meantime, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. So until next time, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365. I will see you at the movies.